Hey guys, I got this nice little sci-fi base here. Rick over at SDM Productions did this sci-fi base. He actually just used this under a original series, Lauren Green, late 70s Battlestar Galactica build. And he's currently got it under his, or he's going to be using it. It's not done yet, but he's going to be using it on his Klingon Bird of Prey, and I've seen it painted up in red, and it looks really cool. But this is his sci-fi base, and I wanted one. And it's a little too big to print on my 3D printer. Actually, it's 5 by 4, or approximately 5 by 4. It's a little under 4, 3.75. Yeah, 3. I'd say 3 3/4. And then I think it's like 5 on the nose. Yeah, it's about 5 on the nose for length. So 3 3/4 by 5. And that's just a little bit too big for my printer. I would have to print it like this, and that would have taken 10 hours to print just this. And then the box underneath, because there's a box underneath here. This is assembled. I would have had to print that like that. That would have taken at least a day or two. So he printed this out on his filament printer, and actually really excellent. His filament printers always do excellent work. I have some other stuff I have to show off here someday that he did in his filament printer. You can see the little filament right in there, but the rest of it looks pretty good. You can see a little bit on the top, but barely anything. Actually, I'm not going to do anything with that. He printed off the base for my Optimus Prime build, my scratch build, and I didn't do anything to the to any filament marks. I just left it, and it added some really cool details, some really cool like surface details. So I am going to leave that. I'm not going to touch that. He went ahead, printed this up, and assembled it for me, glued it all together, and it looks like, and actually I can see, and I know he used CA on this. He used some super glue. These sides here, they are resin. All these 4 sides. The top is the PLA, and the box is the PLA, filament. But he just used some super glue and super glued the thing together, and that's never going to come apart. That's super glue and resin are friends for life. So that is his sci-fi base, and man, I like it. He also went through the trouble of drilling the holes out. You can see there. Assembling it, drilling the holes out, sending me a switch, because what a guy. A nice little red, is this a momentary switch? Is it? Oh, it is. It's a clicker switch. Nice simple little clicker switch. And he painted it. He primered this. It doesn't come in this color. The color is closer to that kind of yellowish color you see there, the PLA. Yeah, he primed it for me. So, thanks, Rick, for doing all my work. I mean, that was great of you. I wanted to have fun and build it, but no, Rick, I do. No, that's fine. I am really digging this. In this, just this primer gray, I'm digging this. I'm looking through the camera lens, and I love what the light's doing with this, all the greeblies. And it's not hyper detailed, but it's detailed enough to give it interest. You never want your base to outshadow your model. I've seen people build like some Star Trek builds. They build these beautiful, like I've seen Lacar systems that actually work where you could touch screen them, and they're gorgeous, and they make sound effects, and it's got like background noise, but the base looks cooler than your model, bro. I care more about the base than that awesome pearl paint job you did on the model, because you made the base better than the model. You want the base to be interesting, and you want it to be cool, but you never ever want it to outshadow the piece that's on top, the piece de resistance, you know, the model. And this, for me, is that perfect in-between, where it's interesting, it's cool, I will weather this and make it even more cooler. That is the robot from Heavy Metal, the John Candy robot, the one, you know, where they abduct the secretary. That's the robot. I swear to God, that's the robot. And an eye. There's an eye right there. And there's cool vents and all kinds of stuff, and just different shapes and everything. And just looking at it in the light, it's already interesting before I even weather or paint it or add a top coat. I am heading in the direction of Star Wars, but this also, to me, looks like the surface of the Dyson Sphere where the Janolan crashed, where Scotty's ship in Next Gen, where that ship crashed. It kind of looks like that too. Yeah, but but I am leaning towards Star Wars because I get a little Star Wars vibe from a couple of things in here and there. I'm thinking I've always wanted to build a Y-wing, so maybe we'll put this puppy under the Y-wing. We'll do some interesting weathering to it. Not much, just a wash and some streaking, and streaking of different colors, different blacks, browns, rusts, and I think that's it. That's all this needs, really. Yeah. You could go and hyper detail this with model. This is not uneven, by the way. The base isn't uneven. My table is on this side. There's a rug underneath it, and a rug that's about that thick is underneath it. So this is not a level surface. It has to be there. It kind of stinks. I should put coasters under the back. I really should, but I think I'm going to be changing my model room around. So later stuff. Yeah, this is really cool. And not to sound like a commercial, but this is available on the site. $10 for the STL. I think $20 for the print. $20 sounds about right for the print. If I'm looking at this, yeah, because this is the filament here. This whole box is filament. The top is filament. And then these are resin. Yeah, that sounds, 25 bucks sounds actually about machine time price. So, in fact, it might be a little more than that. Rick might be underpricing himself again. But yeah, very cool base. If you guys want one, you can go over to Hobbyworks, pick it up. I cannot wait to find something to build to put on here. I got just another project. I've got another project from Rick I haven't shown off at all, really. Well, I have, but not recently. He keeps sending me stuff to do. I'm buried in projects. I still got that 350 that's haunting me, and got to finish up some other builds. Yeah. So, but it's funny. I get something to do, and I'm like, oh, I want to build that now. Yeah, that's very cool. This will go in the stash pile for later. Yeah, I just want to thank Rick again. That's very cool of him to print me this out and primer it and build it and all that stuff. He didn't really need to do that. And send me a Switch on top of everything. Let me see how big that Switch is. Let's see the Switch 1 second. It's got a couple of... Okay. I'm thinking of just give it one of those. Yeah. It's got the screw on the bottom there, and yeah, just pop in there. Let's hold on here. Let's unscrew that bottom. Oh, I see. I'm trying to unscrew the whole thing when it's only just this part that unscrews. Okay. Yeah, I should pop in there. There we go. Oh man, he really got the tolerance on that. Perfect. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Perfect. I don't even... That's in there. I mean, this is the thing that holds it on there, but I don't even know if you need that. Because that is in there. I'm not even going to take it out. I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, very cool. I'm not quite sure what these are for. These must be for the... I know what these are for. These are for this. For the... These are kind of... what are they called? They're for the... for your rod. Well, your tube. Because if you run a light, it's a tube. I think that's what these are. For the tube. Just as like one side to protect the model, one side to protect the base kind of thing. Yeah, that's what that is. Anyways, I'm pretty sure. Rick will probably correct me, but yeah. This is awesome. I do like the red button sticking out of this big red button sticking out of everything. It almost looks like a part of the base too. That's the other cool thing. Because it has similarities with some of these shapes, so it almost looks like it's part of the base. So you could just paint that, and only you would know it's a Switch, really. So yeah. That is what I got in the mail. That's the sci-fi base mail call here. And I'm going to get back to work on a a couple of projects I got going on today. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll talk to you guys later. So you guys take care.